Hi, thanks for watching another one of my videos. Today we are going to swap the locking mechanisms on a motorcycle gas cap. Well, why you ask? Well, this gas cap is broken. It looks like crap. The springs broke on the little flap, and it's just a piece of crap. So we're going to replace it with a new one. But don't make the mistakes that I do. Watch the part fall on the paper towel. See that little piece? Believe it or not, that little piece is really difficult to get back into um, the new gas cap door. So here we go. If you're looking down at your gas cap, there are a bunch of Phillips head screws. At the bottom of the gas cap, um, by bottom I mean like closest to your belly, on the left hand side, there is a screw that holds a little retaining clip. Do not remove that one. It'll be the screw that I'm removing right now. Do not remove that one. Do not remove that screw. You are a moron if you don't heed my warning. So the rest of the Phillips head screws come out. The one that I told you not to take out is a retaining clip for the spring for the little door that covers up the keyhole. As you'll watch in this video, it is almost near impossible to get that spring back into place. It took me longer to do it than I show in the video, and I did lose one spring, so thank God that I had a replacement. So here is my original locking mechanism, and I'm going to set it off to the side along with the gasket. So as you see right now, I'm pointing down to the spring and the clip, and I set the old one aside and I bring the new one over. Now I bought this new one on eBay for about 40 bucks, and it did come with a key, but I'm not going to use the key that it came with because I want to keep all of my locks on my bike the same. So this little retaining clip that you see me working on right now, the easiest way to get the spring back in there is to raise that clip up by loosening the screw, but do not take the screw out. Then take your little spring, and when I mean little, when I say little, it's very little, and it's very hard to get back into that little space where it goes. There's a little tiny ball bearing that the spring rests on that makes that little door kind of flap and lock open or click closed. So once you get the spring into place, take your screwdriver and tighten that screw back down. Be very careful. Do not move your fuel cap off of the counter or try to test anything. If you do, that spring will come popping out and you'll be doing this all over again. So once you get the spring into place and you get that clip down to hold that spring where it belongs, do not make any movements, any sudden movements to this whole fuel door cover thing that we're working on. So the next piece that dropped off when I was working on this fiasco is a little vent cover that goes right in that little slot. So yeah, this little metal vent cover you would think would just pop right into place easily, but it's actually got a little clip on the top side of it that clips onto the fuel door. So I don't know if you watched the beginning of the video when I started, but as I moved the fuel door, this little metal piece just popped right off and landed on the paper towel. Um, I don't think it's supposed to come out that easy because it sure doesn't go in that easily. But once you get it lined up and drop it into place, it's another reason. Do not move your fuel door once you've managed to get that spring into place and this little cover. So you see it and you see me fighting with it. Um, I I don't know why they had to make this one little tiny piece so difficult to deal with. I guess that explains why I'm not a rocket scientist at Suzuki. Is That's who came up with this little part for a breather. I think they could have come up with some other less, uh, I don't know, kind of want to say a faulty item, but unless you take your fuel door apart, you'll never have to deal with this. But now that these bikes are quite old, there's a lot of people like me who are getting them rather cheap and kind of refurbishing them and then passing them on to somebody else. That's what I'm doing with this bike. Is I got it cheap as bank repo, and I'm going to make it look like a new bike, and then I'm going to sell somebody a 2002 GSXR 600 for a fraction of the cost of a new one. So let's look at our gaskets. So this is the gasket off of the nice gas cap lid, and then there's my old one, and it's kind of warped and shitty looking, and I'm going to put it off to the side with the other locking mechanism. And I'm going to put this gasket on, and it has these two little tabs on it, and they kind of lock it into place on the fuel door. And you can see the hole on the left side by my left thumb. There's a hole in that rubber, and that's for that little vent that we just fixed, that we just snapped back into place. So now I'm going to take some WD-40 and I'm going to clean up my old lock mechanism. So I'm pretty sure from the looks of the bike when I bought it from the bank that this bike hadn't been used since about 2010. It just been sitting in somebody's barn or garage or lean-to or something. So there was a lot of crud that was down in there. Fortunately, the gas cap did do its job, and it sealed the tank from junk getting down into the gas tank and corroding that. And I was also fortunate that the previous owner must have left the gas tank full of gas, so there's no corrosion inside the gas tank. So it's win-win for me. I just have to do just basic repairs to the bike to get it nice. The bike runs well. The tires were completely worn out and dry rotted. They were from 2009. But we've got our locking mechanism back into place, and we just want to line up the holes with the holes on the new gas cap. And then we'll start putting these Phillips screws back into place. So another suggestion to you will be take your Phillips screw and just put them in loosely. Don't tighten them down. Just put each one of them one at a time and just get them into place. But like I said, don't tighten them down until last. Come back and tighten them down later. I'll probably put the old locking mechanism on eBay. I'm sure there's somebody who wants a locking mechanism with a working key. So I think somebody will get a pretty good deal on this. I'll probably put it out there for just the cost of shipping, just to get it off my workbench and just keep me from having to throw it away. It's a shame to throw away good parts, even though I don't have a use. I've got so many motorcycle parts because I build so many motorcycles every year. and I seem to buy more parts than I ever need. What I need to start doing is just buying two bikes and have one bike is the donor bike and then one bike is the build bike. This goes a lot easier if you have a screwdriver with a magnetic tip also, just to give you a little other bonus, kind of tip. I wish I would use my own advice sometimes. But now I'm going back and I'm tightening down all the screws that hold the locking mechanism to the gas cap. So now they're in place. My gas cap is back the way it should be. My little door for the keyhole works properly. And my original GSXR key, which I got on eBay, and I had cut at my local locksmith, fits into this gas cap properly. So thanks for watching my video. I hope it gives you some ideas and helps you out. And you guys have a nice day and ride safe.